Siya Kolisi, the first South African black captain, has the opportunity to make history in United Nations. Yes, just one more time. Well, not one more time, many times after that. But this is an opportunity for South Africa to really go in and make history. We kick off against the All Blacks and then we face the rest of our pool games. We enter in hectic quarter-final, semi-final, and maybe even the dream final against the All Blacks, whoever it may be. Whoever we meet, it's going to be a special occasion. So I wish all the opponents all the best of luck, but to my Springboks, big love, big respect. You've led us all this way, and I can't wait to watch and scream for you along this World Cup. All the best. Stay safe. Make us proud. And remember one thing. Never give up. Thank you. Go boys.
Hi guys, Howzit? Welcome terug allemaal to my Afrikaans-speaking followers, Kia ora, to my Kiwi followers, if I have any, good day to everyone else. Welcome back to another pregame video. Once again, as we always start these pregame videos, we are dedicating this 2023 Rugby World Cup campaign to the memory of one Gareth G-Man Mason, walking tall, and ensuring that no one forgets the legacy that young man left behind. I'm living proof of that legacy. I would not be doing this channel if it was not for the push from guys like that. So I will always recognize and respect and remember, gentlemen, that really gave me the strength to kind of use my own voice and talk about the game that we all love, which is rugby. And he was quite a fan of it. Next off, would love to thank all of my subscribers, regardless of whether you're from Canada, the US, South Africa, Australia, Ireland. If I gain some Irish fans, cool, right on. New Zealand, Japan, wherever you're at. Let me know when you comment. Just let me know where you're from. I love finding out. I do have plans on visiting South Africa next year in October with who will then be my wife. And maybe we'll get a chance to meet up, have a braai, have a Coke, since I don't drink alcohol. She does, though. She does drink alcohol. But, yeah, man, we have another game, the final pool game for the Springboks against a very worthy opponent. So worthy that, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am wearing a Tonga rugby hoodie. I will get into my love of that here in a moment. But let's go ahead and talk about the history, the referee, the weather, all the things we always talk about before these games. And before I even get started, damn. Now, how did they do against a top 5 ranked opponent the last 2 times they played? Oh, yeah. They beat Namibia and Italy. Moving on. So the limited history between these two sides, in 1997, we did beat them at Newlands there in Cape Town, 74-10. Next time we played them, 2007 Rugby World Cup pool game. We had just given the defending champs England the hiding, the thrashing. I mean, I've seen interviews with players. They just wanted it to stop. We blanked them, I think, 36-0. Next weekend rolls around. We've got the mighty Akalitahi, the Sea Eagle of Tonga, the Kingdom of Tonga, the tiniest of the Pacific Island nations. And they took us to the end, man. Pretorius was having issues with the kicking. We all remember him laying the dirt line out in front of the tee. We had Finau Maka. I think they called him Kai Uto. It means like brain eater. You had the Tongan torpedo, Nili Latu. You had Paigo Hani. You had Pierre Hola, who was doing the kicking for them with kind of like the faux hawk. I mean, Finau Maka had the big like afro. Epitaioni. I mean, they were like a good team. They came in 3rd place in the pool. They were a solid side. The Sea Eagles pushed us to the brink. 4 years later, they would finally break through by beating France, the eventual runner-up, I believe, in that Rugby World Cup. And that began my love for this team. I just saw so much in that team during that Rugby World Cup that I just was like, I like these guys. They got a lot of heart. And I think to a lot of my South African followers, a lot of the things that make South Africa the way it is, it's that strong pride, that work mentality, that the integrity, the pride, the hard work ethic. It exists in those people too in Tonga. It's very, very, nothing comes easy. Nothing is handed to those island boys. And Tonga is the poorest of the 3 Pacific Islands. There are more Tongans outside of Tonga than in Tonga. The number one source of money for Tonga is money from outside of Tonga. And I've always just had a great respect. I've planned on getting an interview with the leading Tongan scorer of all time, Kurt Morath. He does live here in Texas. He lives down in Austin. I still plan on doing it. I have immense respect for that team, and it started in 2007. So obviously 30-25, we do get the victory. We end up pulling. Percy Montgomery comes in. Franz Steen was on that. Yeah, man, Percy, Franz Steen. Victor had to come off the bench because Bakis got the start. And they had to come and save us. Like, we were losing to Tonga. They called on the run-ons, and that's who saved the day. Ruan Pinar started at 15. He's still playing for the Cheetahs. I think he's the last guy still playing from that is Ruan Pinar, who is playing currently, like I said, for the Toyota Cheetahs. And it was just, yeah, man, it was a tight game, and it's amazing that we've gone this long without facing them again, and the changes that have happened since then. The referee we get is an Englishman, Luke Pierce. Not super, super keen on the guy, but I think he will call a fair game. What we need to do to secure a quarterfinal, we need to win by 37 points to secure a quarterfinal bid. 37 points. That's what it's going to take. We do not play after this week. Ireland and Scotland are going to hopefully tear each other apart, but I don't think it's going to happen. And yeah. The game is in Marseille, France, or Marseille, if you live in America. Marseille, France. The temperature will be 26 and sunny. That is 78, 79 for my Fahrenheit followers. And, man, it's going to be a roster with the Tongan roster is aged. And we'll explain why World Rugby did change their rules. So if you played for a prior nation, you can now play for another nation. I believe it's a 4-year gap. Ask John Klein. He'll be able to tell you. But it is pretty much an older team. They are coached by former Wallaby Totai Kefu. He is their head coach there. And we will begin with the Mighty Sea Eagle starting 15. Front row will consist of veteran Siegfried Fissihoy. He is 36 years old. The hooker will be Paul Ingwaumu. He is Christchurch born. He is a former NZ U20 or NZ U20 if you live in America. Ben Tamiafuna. He is also born in Auckland and a former NZ U20, and he is the captain. So their prop is the captain of this start of this Sea Eagle side. Walter Fafita, or Halaleva, I guess that's how you would say his name in Tongan. He is the older brother of All Black Via Fafita. He is a bit undersized at lock. He's 6'4". That is a bit undersized. That would be way taller than me, but a bit undersized as a lock. And Sam Luisi, another Auckland-born former league. He actually played for the New Zealand Warriors. He is the other starting lock. Tongianoa Halafuna and Sione Talatui he is a former Crusader there in Super Rugby. Those are the flankers. And from the New England Free Jacks here in the United States Major League Rugby, the champion New England Free Jacks, Semisi Paea. He is their number 8. Augustine Pulu, he is born in Auckland. He is a former All Black. He got 2 caps way back in 2014. He will be the starting scrum half. And William Havili, younger brother of current All Black David Havili. He does play for Moana Pacifica. There's quite a few guys on this team playing for Moana Pacifica. He will be the starting fly half. Enzelo Tuatavavuki, he is an Auckland-born player as well, and he is their left wing. He plays for Moana Pacifica as well. The right wing is going to be Fine Anisi. He is also Auckland-born, also plays for Moana Pacifica. Pita Aki, he is going to be the number 12 starting center. He is also from Auckland, also a former NZ U20. And at number 13, a gentleman who I used to hold, and I still do. He used to be one of my favorite players when he played for the Landers. When they won the Super Rugby Championship, you had him, you had Lima Sapawanga, you had Aaron Smith. Ash Dixon was there. Liam Coltman was there. God, who else was there at that time? But yes, Malachi Fekitoa, the former All Black, the 2015 Rugby World Cup winner with the All Blacks, he will be getting the start in the number 13 jersey. And then also another former All Black who had been itching and trying to get his way into it. Hopefully he was going to play with his brother, but his brother did retire already. And that is Selassie Pititau. I think Charles is the name that he went by in proper English. A 5-3 split coming off the bench for the Sea Eagles. We get Gisborne, New Zealand native, and Moana Pacifica player Sam Moley will be the replacement hooker. Tau Kola Try it again. Tau Kola Amatangi. He is Auckland-born, a former NZ U20, and weirdly enough, also a former Hong Kong. He had a single cap with the Hong Kong national team. He will be a proper replacement. With Sosifu Apikatoa will be, or Joe. He is Wellington-born, also plays for Moana Pacifica. Those are the front row replacements. Former Wallaby Adam Coleman will be a replacement lock coming off the bench with Sione Vialanu. He is a Glasgow Warrior as a back row replacement. The back replacements are going to be scrum half Sonatani Takalu, Patrick Pellegrini. He is an Australian-born Tongan. And Sydney-born former Wallabies U20 Afasipa Tuamapau. If I butchered any of those names, I do apologize to any Tongans that are. Trust me, I tried my best. Now for the starting 15 and bench for the Springboks this weekend. Two hookers that we didn't even get to see. One of them we've seen do a line out, but the front row will consist of Dion Footy, flankered by Oxenche, and making his return from injury, Vincent Koch. Eben Etzebeth and his former Stormers teammate, Marvin Ori, will be getting the start at lock, with Captain Sia Khaleesi and Dwayne Vermeulen at the other flanker. I can't remember the last time I saw him play flank. Maybe one of you guys do it, you can let me remember. And Jasper Visa starting at the number 8 jersey. Son of former Springbok and fast running man Jaco Reineck, Kobus Reineck will be getting the start at scrum half and making his return. The General of Loftus himself, Andre Pollard. Get the hair looking right before you make the kick. I'm absolutely excited to see Andre making the start at fly half. Veteran Makazole Mampipi will be at the left wing, and once again, we will see scrum half Grant Williams at the opposite at the right wing. Was not too keen on what I saw from Grant versus Romania, but yeah. Andre Esterhuizen, the former Premiership Player of the Year, and Kanan Moody, up and coming, the youngest guy, 19 years of age. Kanan Moody and Esterhuizen will be the centering combo. They will have their hands full with Fekitoa. And Philly LaRue, the try-assist machine, getting the call at number 15. The bench will consist of Eskom Marco Van Staden at hooker replacement with Steven Kitsoff, the redhead. And I wish I could stick my tongue out like him. Yeah, I can't do it. But Trevor Nakane, the Racing 92 Trevor Nakane. Franco Mustert will be getting the lock flanker replacement, whatever they decide to use for him. And the crookedest nose on the entire team. Just realizing Franco and Quagga, they both have busted noses back to back. Quagga Smith with his crooked nose, but fast sevens type speed will be the final forward replacement. Shark, Hollywood Bets Shark, Jaden Hendricksa will be the scrum half replacement with Jesse Krill, the center replacement, and Manny Libok. Does he replace at fly half? Do they put him at fullback? I'd like to see Manny at fullback. That's just my personal opinion. I'd like to see what Manny looks like at fullback. If we're not going to have Damian Falimsa or Philly LaRue playing, let me see what Manny looks like back there at 15. Obviously, kicking off the tee not his best thing, but I do want to go out of my way and say something. despite Manny's kicking issues, despite them, which we can talk about that all day, okay? The way that guy distributes the ball, sets up the back line is unreal. Andre has really good kicking, and he's really good defensively. I think Manny is a much more... If we could get that guy kicking well, he would be way better than Andre. That's just my personal opinion. I love the way he distributes the ball. He has kind of that thing we like about Valemsa. When he gets the ball, he doesn't automatically kick it. Like, he looks to see if there's spots. Is there a gate here? Is there a hole there? Can I offload it to one of my wings? Can I drop it to one of my centers? I feel like he just sees the field a lot better, offensively and defensively. Now, Andre is much better defensively. Don't get me wrong. But with Andre coming back from injury, I don't want him to overexert it either. If they want to pull Andre out at halftime, I'd be totally fine with that. Because we'll probably have built enough of a lead at that point to be totally fine. Malcolm Marks is home, resting and recuperating. Hopefully I can pop an image up here. He is in good spirits. We wish that man nothing but the best of recovery. We should be dedicating a part of this World Cup to him because he really helped us get here. And one last thing I wanted to bring up, a little piece of news before I do a total breakdown of the team. Antoine Dupont, it is rumored that he is going to be playing in the quarterfinal. This is more than likely who we're going to be playing in the quarterfinal is France, the host. I've heard there's a couple of memes going around of what mask he should put on, and I don't understand, because like, unless you're going to put on like a gridiron football mask that has like, putting on a plastic shield isn't really gonna... This is a full contact sport. You go down the bottom of the ruck and somebody puts their leg on the back of your head, that mask isn't gonna do crap for you. It's just gonna hold the blood in. I do worry about that a bit for Dupont, and it's not just because, I don't want him to play so we could win. It's just not very safe, in my opinion. We have a guy named Richard Hamilton. I believe he played in the NBA for many years here. Hopefully I can put a picture of him up here somewhere or something. You'll see. He did it because he'd gotten his nose broken, I think, a couple of times, or his cheek or whatever, and it didn't really keep him safe. Not really. And I think this is the kind of mask they're talking about putting on, unless it's going to be like the ski mask, but that doesn't... Like, it would have to be something like this, because it's his orbital, it's his cheekbone that's broken. So I do worry about that a bit. And if World Rugby really cared about player safety, I think they'd really make sure that whatever they put on him is really going to ensure his safety. So with that being said, let's talk about the game. I think this is going to be an easy victory. I don't think this is going to be Romania easy. Like, I don't see us scoring 4 tries in 11 minutes. Because Tonga does have some big boys. Now, granted, they've got older big boys, and I think it's good with them starting Dion Fourie, because he's about the same age as a lot of the guys on this Tongan side, unfortunately. I will say this about Tonga. Had they not had the injury to Israel Folau, which we've already had this discussion, how do I feel about that? Go back and watch the video. Had they not had it, I think we would be talking about a different team here. Israel Folau can still do it, even at his age. He didn't leave the Wallabies at the end of at the down. He left the Wallabies while he was at peak, in my opinion. He was off the Wallabies during his peak. And I think he still has it in him. Obviously, he's probably not going to be available in 4 years, but I think if Israel Folau was on this team, we would be talking about a very, very different Tongan side. Because at 14 or 15, that guy could burn you, even at his age. If he was fit, he could burn you. He was fast, and he's physical. He's not a tiny guy. He's big and he's fast. But without him, obviously, it is a different Tongan side. And, I do feel bad for him. I do think with the change in the rules, you are going to start seeing a bit more competition. Obviously, we've seen Fiji. They're no longer a Tier 2 team. They're a Tier 1 team at this point. World Rugby needs to go ahead and give them Tier 1 status. As simple as it is. Southern Hemisphere needs to wise up. You need to grab Japan, grab Fiji, and have a 6-team rugby championship. And when Samoa is ready to step up, add Samoa. But Sanzar needs to wise up. Fiji needs to be in this, and we need to add Japan too. We need a 16 rugby championship. It's as simple as that. Fiji needs to be tier 1 status. Now, with me wearing the hoodie that I'm wearing, I will go ahead and say this. I do dream of a day when you will see a Tongan side make it to a quarterfinal. Fiji has done it multiple times. Samoa has done it. I think it's Tonga's turn next. And with World Rugby's rules changing, and as bad as they are, Moana Pacifica, you're going to start being able to see a lot more Tongan boys stay home and play for Tonga. And that's what I want. That's what I want to see. I want to see a strong Tongan side. Because, like I said, I see so much of what I love about the Springboks in the Tongans. That strong work ethic, that pride, and that proper rugby playing. That run up the guts, no fear. And it's what I think makes rugby a great game. And, like I said, my love for the Sea Eagle, the Ikalitahi, is very strong. Obviously not as strong as it is for my Springboks. But I will face, that Sippy Tau. I think our boys will face it just like the Haka. You have to give it respect. These boys are putting it all on the line just like you are. And they're not playing for huge money. They're playing for the pride of representing their country. And I have nothing but the deepest respect for the Tongan team. Because I just think they deserve my respect. So I think it's an easy victory. I don't think there's any stress. I don't think they're Romania easy, but I think we'll be fine. So let me know what you guys think. Like I said, I went a little bit more in depth in this one because I do have such a good, strong connection with the Tongan national team. I just love watching them play. They're like the team I will always watch them play, even when the All Blacks are putting 100 up on them, because that's what they do. But we'll see how it goes. It's another exciting weekend. Obviously, my pick for Italy to upset did not do very well, but watch out, man. The All Blacks have beaten Namibia and Italy. They're back. Yeah, watch out. They're beating Uruguay next. They're back. Or have they played? No, they've played Namibia. They lost to France, yeah. So they'll play Uruguay next. Watch out. They're back. And that's all I have to add out of it. Cheers, guys.